How does the digital ID work, an expanded version of what we have already with the government?
Yeah, so you're right, Lisa. This is a system that exists already in an unregulated way. So people who use MyGov ID, for example, have already got a government digital ID, but this sets up a way to have a digital ID that works across the economy. It's regulated, people who participate are accredited, and we have it enshrined in legislation. So those important privacy protections are enshrined in legislation, as is the fact that it's voluntary and that government services need to continue to be provided in a range of ways so that people who don't want a digital ID don't have to have one.
So, for example, if there's a bank that you're applying to get a loan with, could that bank then access the information through the government ID, or are they just told the information is all correct? What actually happens with that information?
Yeah, that's right. So this is, the digital ID, the idea behind having it economy-wide is that, it's not only voluntary, but it's a secure way and a reduced way of providing a lot of documentation to a range of different businesses or governments. And, when you look at local, state and federal governments, there's a lot of layers to that as well. So the idea is that you would provide your ID, so, say your passport, your birth certificate, your driver's licence in time, and that would establish who you were. And then as you engage with other people that will be involved in the system, businesses, private companies, state and territory governments, you'd be able to access that, the MyGov ID system as a way of verifying who you are. So you don't have to provide all those pieces of paper ID or emailed ID to all of those different providers, and thereby reducing the amount that you have to share about yourself, and also that you control how you engage with those companies using your MyGov ID system. Yeah,
so could any private companies access it?
Potentially. I mean, we expect that once it's fully operational, there won't be, hundreds of regulated digital ID providers. There's already some that exist in the private sector. There's obviously MyGov ID. So we think that, the ones that want to participate in there, and there will still be those that offer some sort of digital identity outside the system as well. I mean, think about all the times you log into different things now as we participate in the sort of digitised economy. So we expect that there'll be, probably, 5 to 10, maybe more over time, who participate in the regulated system.
Okay, and you're guaranteeing that it's not going to be compulsory. You've used the word voluntary a few times there.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of myths out there about the digital ID, that it's, that it's somehow government tracking you or holding all this information about you, and it's none of those things, and that the information you provide can't be used for any other purpose. So I am really trying to say to people, if you don't want it, don't have one. If you do want it, and increasingly people are, we've got 10.5 million people with a MyGov ID in place already, it's there and it's safe, and we will review it over time as well to make sure that we are ensuring that people's trust is maintained. But, a lot of people use it already. This is about enshrining it in legislation and hopefully providing people with a really convenient way of proving who they are without sharing all their information many, many times over.
You're lying.